Jose. Let me make Jose run around.
We need Darcy to turn you on, man.
I didn't know I didn't. I didn't know I could turn it.
She knows.
All right. Let's give Kai and Mark another hand back there. Those guys are up. Some gal came up to me a few minutes ago, and she was going to have my picture taken with you. I said, absolutely. And she's like, and then she goes to inspire me. She said, well, I thought you were the leader in your house. She goes, how are you going to follow your wife? I'm like, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Everybody good? Yeah. All right. I don't know about a lot of you, but let me just share a couple of things. You know, the hair on my arms and back of my neck has been standing for really about 2 days. And it started with Kai yesterday. You know, I'm a patriot. I love this country we live in. As a matter of fact, with Oz and his wife at the little ED meeting, you know, those guys just kind of sharing their story as immigrants about coming to this country. You know, it's what this country is about. You know, their love for America, their love for the Constitution, our Declaration, just all the different things. Just spending a couple of minutes with just amazing leaders, and what I'm very happy to just say are good friends, you know, and over the years of what we've done together. You know, Kai yesterday comes out and kind of opens up, you know, on the 4th of July weekend with the Declaration of Independence, and you know, there's just a few things in there, you know, that all men are created equal, you know, with certain unalienable rights. And, you know, above that is the pursuit of, you know, liberty, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness. And, you know, it's just really amazing when you think about that. I want to start with a heart of gratitude more than anything. And I believe from our late friend and mentor, Paul J. Meyer, you know, attitude is everything. And, you know, I want to give thanks first to any men and women in here that are in uniform, past, present, or in uniform today. Would you stand for a second? That we enjoy are not free. They came at the ultimate sacrifice and the ultimate cost. And if I think back to our, you know, founding fathers, when you know, they were, you know, the Brits were wanting to hang them for tyranny, when they put everything on the line to put that Declaration of Independence, our Bill of Rights, and our Constitution in place, what did they stand in the face of? And I love what Kai was talking about. You know, who wants to be common? Who wants to be reasonable when we can really be uncommon? You know, my wife was uncommon. You know, she said there was some common sense, and if you know, people wanted to get tans here in Illinois, they probably wanted to get tans in Michigan. There wasn't any common sense in her at 19 by herself moving. It was uncommon sense for her to move from Illinois, never having lived in Michigan, to go and start her very first salon. You know, that was uncommon. It was uncommon for a 20 and a 21-year-old to have 50 employees. You know, that was uncommon. You know, and so as I think as our founders, you know, get together in hiding to put this together, what are they facing? They're facing the greatest army ever assembled in the world, the greatest Navy Armada ever assembled in the world, the largest occupiers of foreign lands called the Brits, the British. And yet, because of those uncommon individuals, all of us have an opportunity with our immigrants, of which we all are an immigrant society. We've got the ability to just say thank you. And you know, I start there only to next say thank you to the Hepners. Yes. We go back 16 years. And I thank the Lord for His blessings on our family to have friends like this. We have shared values. We have shared principles. And what they have done for the family here, if they have entrusted, you know, us to spend a little bit of time with their family. And we, you know, that is nothing small in the eyes of the Hoffmans. to have that opportunity to come to this amazing leadership body on behalf of individuals who embody principles and values that are similar. I love these guys because their leadership side is servant leadership. If we help enough people become in life what they want to become, we'll become what we want to become. In other words, unlike a lot of leaders who want to create followers, they have no interest in that. They have an interest in investing everything they've got into the team. If the team becomes better and becomes stronger leadership, they're the biggest cheerleaders in the world. And so I thank you guys for the opportunity, on behalf of my wife and I, to be here and have this few minutes with every one of what I like to call added family members to the Hoffmans and to the Shield Nation organization. So thank you. Okay? Thank you. As I look out for a second to see my friend Chris Ward, to look back at Kai and Mark, to see my good friend, where's Deb? Well, Deb's not back yet, but she'll be back in a minute. To see Daniel and Tony and so many others, our dear precious little friend Tara, who can't be here this weekend because of health issues. And if there's anyone that's sad, and if there's anyone whose heart is hurting, it's her, because she would go through hell and high water to be here. But thank goodness she listened to the doctors when I know she didn't want to listen to the doctors. So, when you have a moment, reach out to her and tell her not only was she missed, but her leadership was felt in this very opportunity. And I also just want to give thanks to my partner, my wife, and my best friend for 25 years now. She is the angel in our family, like Maxine is the angel in their family, after Terry's story yesterday. My goodness, I can't wait to hear her story, her side of the story, anyway. Because we've got a chance to not only be blessed with this company, but we get a chance to invest our time and our travels with individuals like yourself. And when you get a chance, you can certainly give Darcy a high five because she just finished her doctorate. And unfortunately, I got to call her Dr. Darcy Hoffman now. So, you bet. A lot of hard work went into it, and it does kind of suck, but I got to call her doctor. So, okay. All right. So, for your notes, just real quick, for your notes. We're coming to you, Tony, amazing job yesterday. Daniel, amazing job yesterday. Terry, unbelievable, man. I didn't know the story behind the story, but I tell you what, as I go into this, I put your name to a list of individuals that is just second to none. Craig, we go back, your story is absolutely phenomenal. What was shared yesterday was absolutely phenomenal. And you got a lot of the how-tos in this business. The 10 core commitments. How do we put together a list? Contact invite, three-way calls, the recruiting philosophies. Those are all great. But for your notes right now, I'm coming to you as Darcy, as I compliment what she talked about this morning. I'm coming to you with something that we're not spending enough time on, and it's called the U variable. Okay, so if you draw the circle and put U in it, I was talking to Patrick last night and Julian last night, just getting a chance to meet those, amazing individuals. But put in the U variable and think for a second. Do you and I have the same company?
Yes.
Same product?
Yes.
Same compensation plan?
Yes.
Okay. So when you think about this amazing vehicle that we're a part of, the best is certainly yet to come. What Craig did last night, unbelievable. And from a formulation perspective to the concentration where you and I sit today, there's no doubt in my mind, as with the Hefners and the other leaders of Vision, every one of you, that one day soon, this will be a standard household service. One day. I don't know when, I really don't care. I just want to be here pioneering it as we move forward. But if you look at the U variable, it's absolutely critical that we invest in what Darcy was talking about this morning. So think about this for a minute. Michael Jordan was cut in high school basketball. Instead of tucking his tail between his legs and quitting and whining and crying with his mom and dad and giving up on life, there was something instilled inside of the U from a habits perspective, a discipline perspective, that he did what? Instead of tucking his tail, he went back to the court and invested into the time and the practice to next year show up, not be cut, and go on to become one of the greatest basketball players of all time. From a baseball perspective, we can look at the late, great Jackie Robinson. When the odds were absolutely stacked against him and his wife and his family, what did he do? He persevered and he moved forward. You take a look at Sylvester Stallone. How many people turned down the screenplay that he wrote called Rocky? Unbelievable. But he persisted. There was something in him where circumstances were not going to make a man. He would be revealed to who he was. Circumstances don't make a man, they simply reveal him to himself. When Terry Hefner shared his story, in the story was an attitude: I won't be denied, I'm not going to quit, I'm only going to move forward no matter what it takes. Yep. And he actually shared more with me today that there was even double to the story than what he actually shared. And something I loved about what Terry talked about that maybe a lot of you didn't get, there's life or death in the power of the tongue. And what he told the doctors is absolutely critical, and it saved his daughter's life. Don't you dare tell my daughter you've got 2 to 4 months to live, or you're going to have more of a hell of a time with me than you think my daughter's going to have, right? He wouldn't let the doctors speak death to his daughter, and he never talked about it. How many times have we seen people go to the doctor, the prognosis is not good, the doctor says you've got 6 months to live, and guess what? They're dying 6 months. 5 months later they check out. You know, and I got a whole host of things in here. Harlan Stonecipher would not be denied with the idea of prepaid legal today, legal services. Thomas Jefferson would not be denied. Benjamin Franklin would not be denied. Thomas Edison. How many times did they fail? Does it make sense? So when adversity hits, and ladies and gentlemen, it is going to hit, and it is going to hit hard. What will your story be? What are you going to do? Now, I know what you're going to do, but will you take this baton here forward, and will you take the opportunity to invest into the future so that things like this and other things that we teach allow people to have that increased odds for success? Will we march forward with possibility thinking and a goal to erase the limitation thinking? And I believe we will. Fair enough?
Absolutely.
So let me add this then. I own a hospital. And Haas comes to me and says, look, I've always wanted to be a nurse. I love people. I love taking care of people. I'm like, great, Haas. Now, where did you go to nursing school? He says, well, I didn't go to nursing school. I don't have time to go to nursing school. I don't need nursing school. I just want to help people. I want a job. And I'm like, Haas, you got to go to nursing school. You got to get experience. You got to get trained. Right? Is there an administrator in the world, Terry, who would hire Haas in the hospital with no education and no training? No. He's laughing. Well, of course not. Okay. Out of college, I went to work in the oil industry. They trained me before I flew offshore 100 miles on a helicopter in a basket from a crane, picked us up off the ocean waters, carried us up 70 feet to the top of the platform. It's a good idea that we get trained before we engage in that environment. I look at our friend Chris Ward over here. He's been called out to foreign lands from Afghanistan to Pakistan to all these other places. You know, what if Chris said, hey, listen, U.S. Army, I'm good, I'm a stud. Okay, I can shoot, I grew up on a farm. I don't need boot camp. Just send me, baby. What happens to Chris? My daughter's boyfriend gets downsized in the steel industry, so he finds a job in Nashville. Nashville says, look, we need to have you in Birmingham for a month of training before you actually get on the job. Our other daughter's boyfriend. Oh, that's tough to say. Boyfriend. Dang, I hate that. He goes to work in the medical profession, and he has, Darce, 4 to 6 weeks of training, module after module after module. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to work with me to get my attention, you're going to need to commit to the things we teach. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Why is it that you're okay with someone sponsoring into your business and just going out and doing their own thing? Are you okay with that? But you won't hold them accountable to the process a lot of times, will you? For your notes, please put this down. Every one of you, no matter where you are right now in your walk in Legal Shield, operate from a position of strength. In order to get my attention, let me personalize it. I'm coaching the coaches. If you coach the coaches, your notes are going to be different because you're going to take it from a coach's perspective, because come Monday, you're going to be teaching it to your teams. So from a coach's perspective, in order to get my attention, you're going to need to commit to a couple of things. You're going to need to commit to this workbook. Okay? This workbook is for entrepreneurs. We've got people in the real estate profession. We've got other direct sales companies calling my wife saying, will you come and teach the habits training that you guys live by? If I can't work on this, what's going to happen at the first sight of your warm market calls on Sunday night when you're calling to set the appointments? Chris says no. The next person says no. The next person says no. It only takes the fifth no if we don't get this right for them to do what? Go back to the job. Make sense? So I want to read a couple of things to you. Many believe there is a secret to success, that it is only for the privileged few. If you have this, you can open up to the third paragraph on your inside page. Others think success or failure is based on your race, age, nationality, level of education, family heritage, where you live, or your natural born talent. History proves that all of these philosophies are false. Next paragraph. The one common factor, the secret ingredient that holds the key to every person that has reached success, lies in the fact that he or she formed the habit of doing the things that unsuccessful people are not willing to do. It is as true as it sounds, as simple as it seems. You can look deeply into the lives of every successful person and find one common character trait. They commit to forming the right daily habits. It is critical, if you want to gain any energy from me, and I sponsor you in this business, that you commit to doing the little things in order to someday have the big things. But what's happening is we're sponsoring people in this business, and we're not showing up for another 2 to 3 weeks to 2 to 3 months, hoping that they might go the distance. Fair enough? So, the idea is that we want to work hard on ourselves. Put this in your notes. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. All right, we go to the next slide. All right, next one, please. Oh, by the way, go back up if you would. That's how Darcy and I like to get around. That's our airplane, and that's how we like to get around the country. Pretty cool?
Yes.
Don't get upset with Craig's story or my airplane because you don't have that. Don't be mad. Do y'all know why Craig Heppner told his story yesterday? It wasn't about his story. It was about you putting yourself into the story. It was nothing about him. It was the lifestyle he was sharing for you to cast vision forward that you have. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
You might not like airplanes, but you might like Bentleys. I don't really care. I've always wanted to fly, and because of Legal Shield, today, that's how my wife and I get a chance to get around.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So for someone else, it might be private schools. Who was I talking to last night? Who just mentioned that? Oh, Mike. Love Mike's story. His wife hasn't had to work for 8 years. I got goosebumps because that means their 2 children, 4 months and 6 years, or 4 months and 4 years, have mom at home. Not daycare, not some nanny, not some babysitter, not someone else instilling values on their children's lives, but mom.
Beautiful.
Mom.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
All right, okay, we got that. Let's go to the next one. So let's hear it. Follow me real quick. This is simply our mission statement. I want to spend a minute with you on just number 1. We work to coach and develop leaders, much like the Heppners. Coach and develop leaders. Documentation beats conversation. I share this because I think it's important that you know what is behind what it is that we teach. Fair? Is that good? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay. So today, 20 multimillionaires on our team and 46-figure ring earners. So does success leave clues?
Absolutely.
I'm not sharing to brag or boast. I'm simply sharing so that you can look to take the investment and experience we bring to you and cast it forward to the businesses that you want to build. A leader is great not because of his or her power, but because of his or her ability to empower.
Wow. That's
Fair
awesome.
enough?
Yeah.
Next, please. Our coaching purpose, moving someone from their present state, which is just simply a fact, to their true potential, which is the
Truth. Love
truth.
it. That's awesome.
Think about it, just for a second. God formed you before the foundations of the world. He knew you before you were born. Does God make mistakes? Not at all. So He created you for a purpose. This thing that saddens me is that when we come into this fallen world that we live in, this society programs and conditions you for failure. Just look at the billboard. Shoot, just look outside here in Las Vegas. If you don't drink this beer, you're not going to get that chick. Right? If you don't wear these jeans, you're not going to get that guy. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I mean, who looks like these billboards other than my wife? I mean, she does. Right?
Good stuff, John.
Right? Well, I guess Craig does too. I mean, God, I chicken head guy, honey. You missed the picture of me stealing your identity, I think.
Deborah showed it to me. Thank
Okay,
you.
that's kind of scary, isn't it? So, moving someone, we have always looked at the gifts of individuals. A quick story, just a real quick story. Our daughter, believe it or not, the one who's in the ministry, leading teams all over the Hindu Kush, Kathmandu, China, Amazon, Haiti, leading teams, in 10th grade got off track. We found out she was lying to us. As an example, our children have always known that choices are going to bring consequences. Your choice is going to return a consequence, but it's your choice that is dependent on the consequence you get.
Yep.
So when our daughters, we found out when we found out she was lying, did we ever call her a liar? Come on. Y'all should be pretty much in tune with me, right? But no, of course not. I never labeled her a liar. The fact was she was lying.
Yes.
Yes or yes? Yes. The truth was she's a woman of truth. God did not purpose her to be a liar. She's a woman of truth. Was she lying?
Yes.
Was she held accountable to the lie? Yes. Did she get in trouble?
Yes.
You're doggone right. But we never labeled her a liar. Make sense?
Yep.
If somebody gets hammered in this business, are they a failure?
No.
No. Are they failing?
Yes.
Are they struggling?
Yes.
Yes, but the truth is they're going to be successful.
Yes.
Because they're investing in the very thing that they have to do to move towards success. Make sense?
Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Next. Okay, our coaching model. Okay? Okay. This is critical. This is critical. So stay with me a second. And okay. If you're going to work with me, but with my wife, she's looking at me like, he's crazy. Which is true. We tell people how the business works. We show people how the business works. We let them work the business, and then we coach them. Tell me, show me, let me, then grow me. Okay? Follow me a second. Just stay with me. Stay with me. This is all in your books, and just follow me a second. 16 years ago, when I had a chance to meet the amazing Heffners, and my wife and I knew this company for the first time, we freaked out. 16 years ago, when I had a chance to see Legal Shield, I freaked out. Because prior to that, we had built business in 7 countries. Prior to that, our first introduction to the direct selling industry was a company called National Safety Associates. It cost us $5,000 to get into company, of which I didn't have. We had to do 5,000 in volume every month to qualify for our check.
Filters.
It was 450,000 in organizational volume to qualify for National Marketing Director. We not only became independent national marketing directors, but for the next 6 years with that company, we were president's advisory council, built businesses in 7 countries. It was a very difficult thing to do, and it was very tough to duplicate. Duplication is the power of wealth, and the simpler you keep something, the more it duplicates. Fair?
Sure.
Okay. When we saw Legal Shield 16 years ago, I freaked out because I realized only one thing has to happen. Our learning curve in Legal Shield is this. Amway, Avon, New Skin, Melaleuca, Mary Kay, your learning curve, Prime America is like this. In Legal Shield, it's this. If you and I can get good at one thing, we can build the largest distribution network in the history of the direct selling industry. Just learn how to protect the family. Just learn how to market a membership. If I can learn how to market a membership, what's the first thing that happens when you market a membership?
You get paid.
Okay, interesting. That's not how I think. Is it true you get paid?
Yes.
Okay, but you want to know how we think? Watch. Put this in your notes. Become a mission marketer, not a commission marketer.
Oh.
Now follow me. When I market a membership to Mr. Hepner, the thing I'm most excited about is I just protected a family. You follow me? Yeah. It's got nothing to do with commission. I'm more interested in him hearing the story so that he can do life on his terms. Peace of mind, protection and security, and the ability to save his family time and money. I'm a mission marketer. Now, number 2, what happens?
Get paid.
You get paid. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a capitalist. Have you ever, how many people here have run nonprofits? Not by choice. It sucks, doesn't it?
That's horrible.
You make the run, the company goes under. You make the run, you got no return, no ROI. It's terrible. I believe in free enterprise, something you and I have in common. It's the backbone of the American dream. It's what built this great country. And we've got the greatest vehicle in the world, free enterprise. Fair enough?
Yep.
So, fast forward. I protect the family. I get paid a commission. I now, number 3, ask for referrals. Now, why do I do that? Because he now has seen the value of the membership. For less than a cup of coffee a day, in his left pocket is 6,900 attorneys, in his right pocket is 2,200 licensed fraud investigators that give him empowerment. So I now say, hey, Craig, now that you kind of understand what we do, can you think of 5 people you know who'd like to have a comprehensive will? Can you think of 5 people you know who'd like to know their teenage drivers are protected? Can you think of 5 people you know who'd like to not, or who'd like to have the peace of mind and not be affected by identity theft? What's he going to say?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm trying to move you from linear thinking to exponential thinking. All right, some of like 5 of you just got that. Okay, Tony?
Yes.
Linear thinking is to make the sale and move on. Exponential thinking is to make the sale, ask for referrals.
Yes.
Referrals moves you to more people, which moves the opportunity to more folks, right?
Yes.
So why are we stopping at the sale and then going to the next sale? Let's think exponentially. So, Craig, can you think of 5 people you know? He's like, yeah, you know what? My dad's a crazy man. He hasn't had his license in a while. We got to get him his license back. So right there, now we got another sale. You know? I'm just kidding.
Little truth and humor.
Truth in it. Boy, but you follow me, right? Now what happens? Protect the family. You pay the commission. Get referrals. And now, number 4 is I introduce the opportunity. I market memberships to build the largest distribution network in the world. I've never sold a membership without saying, Craig, now that you really got the big idea, or now that you understand what we're doing, you probably got a pretty good idea why our business is exploding. People want it, people need it, people can afford it. We're the only game in town. And Craig, I need your help. We're expanding in Southern California. Who do you know that's dissatisfied? Who do you know that might be interested in a career and earning 6 figures? Who do you know? Now, did I ask them to buy the product, or did I ask them to join the company?
No.
Did I ask them to go sell anything? I asked them for help. So now, only a couple of things can happen. Well, what do you mean there's some extra money here? Well, let me show you how our comp plan works. If I could show you how to make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month part-time, do you think that might change some things in your life?
Absolutely.
Well, let me just show you real quick. He gave me permission to show him the comp plan. On a napkin, I can draw out the 6 levels and go from 76 to 279. Just like that.
At the director level, 4 memberships a week is $40,000 a year in part-time income. 4 memberships a week. That's less than a 10-hour work week, right? I'm just painting a picture. Okay? Or he might say, look, John, I'm in real estate. I love what I do. But you know what? My good buddy Chris Ward just got out of the Army. He's looking. He has no problem referring me to Chris because he sees value in what it was that we did. Now, I will also ask him, have you ever asked for referrals and they kind of sat there like,
Right.
you know? Look at him and say, let me ask you a question. I can see that when I ask for the referrals, like I love what Darcy talked about, just be you. Just be is there an elephant in the room? Call him out. There's an elephant in the room in there. I see the elephant. You see the elephant? That's a big old elephant. Right? A lot of people are pretending to know elephant in the room. So I can see that when I asked for referrals, you kind of stood back a little bit. Can I ask you a question? Was there anything that I did in this presentation that was of high pressure or hard close? Everything I did was educational, right? I asked you 4 questions. I gave 4 benefits. The reason I'm asking is I saw that the referrals were, you got conservative on me. I just want you to know that what I did would be the same thing I would do with the people you referred me to. I just want to educate folks in North America that they don't have to be victims of this horrendous crime called identity theft. That they don't have to do life on someone else's terms because of abusive cops. Right? So anyhow, that's just a little bit. So I got off track here, but I just want you to know that's the simplicity of Legal Shield. A lot of us are making it more difficult than it needs to be. Okay, so I'm going to go back to tell me, show me, let me, grow me. Real quick, I'm going to make this illustrative time here. Who in here has never played baseball? Okay. And have you ever thrown a ball or put a glove on? All right, will you come up here? No, I'm pointing to you. Yeah, you. Yeah. No, Jerry? Okay. I don't. Yeah, you both are chickens. Come on up here. Jerry, you like out, Jerry. All right. Where'd Mother Mitt go? Where'd Mother Mitt go?
On the table.
Will you put that on? You know how to put a mitt on? Are you left-handed or right-handed? You're right-handed? Perfect. Slide your left hand in there. Go ahead, go and get it on. Okay. Okay, got it on? Okay, back. Keep it. Go on. All right. So, never played before, right? All right. So, all you gotta do is just catch it. I'm gonna throw this thing at you probably about 40 miles an hour, so I just want you to catch it. All right, you ready? How crazy is that?
Right.
Y'all are freaking out, aren't you? Y'all are like, dude, don't throw the ball.
Right.
Don't do it.
We like her.
I know, I like her too. But how many of you are doing that with your brand new junior associates?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, yes sir, yes. It's okay to be. The most important thing in moving towards success is to be honest with where we are and things we're doing. My wife and I talked about our startup. Has anybody screwed up their first 90-day run? Yeah. John Hoffman has. Yeah. How about your second 90-day run? Yeah. I have too. How about your third 90-day run? Okay. She makes me so mad. In the beginning, I was seeing more people, telling the story more, but she was recruiting more people. She worked smarter instead of harder. I wasn't teachable. I was just an arrogant, egotistical young man. I'm going to show her. Finally, I had to humble myself and say, okay, what are you doing? So come here, put that glove back on. You're not getting out of here that easy. Come here. Come to me. So, now that you got the glove on, I want you to just hold your glove out here like this. Okay? And just kind of throw the ball in here just like this a little bit. All right? That's the purpose of that. We'll just kind of pop it in there a few times. Okay? Just throw it in there. All right? Close it just a little bit when you catch it. You feel that? There you go. That's a little bit of a big glove for you. I would switch with you. So you kind of got the idea, right? Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to do a little bit of this. Okay? Tell me. Now just show me. Just show me a little bit, John. Okay? Can you do that? Just pop it up there. Very good. A teaching moment. You all already get it. You just celebrated with this beautiful young lady. You just celebrated a small win. You just encouraged her to take the next step. All right? So now watch, okay? Go a little bit ways. Okay. So just right there, okay? So. Fantastic. You ready? Fantastic. Now, let me show you something that's going to make it a little easier. Sometimes when the ball comes, it's okay if when the ball comes, you kind of have your hand like this. So just in case, so you ready? So just keep your hand kind of back there. So if the ball starts to pop out, fantastic, right? Fantastic. Give her a hand, guys. Tell me, show me, now let me. Now that this is over, okay, and you in your mind want to play the game of baseball, I'm going to give you some instruction on how to go home and practice. And you're going to practice with your husband, you're going to practice with your daughter, you're going to practice in the backyard. Does practice make perfect?
No.
No. Perfect practice makes perfect. But does experience and does failures and struggles move you in a positive direction?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is, the next time that we're together, not the next time, but in this situation, I am going to want to have a plan, do, review, tell me, show me, let me. I am going to get back with you so that we can go through this again so that I can grow you, so that I can coach and mentor. From a legal shield perspective, I'm going to tell you how we set appointments to make presentations. Darcy had something up earlier. What we teach is how to make presentations, to do professional presentations, and coach and mentor. That's all that has to take place. That's what I'm going to teach you. Tony did a great job, I think it was Tony, on how to put the war market list together, right? Right?
Yes.
Okay, how many of y'all have told people how to put the war market list together? Not only have they never turned it in, but they've never called anybody.
Right.
What if you tell them how it works and then show them? So, Chris, okay, they don't game plan an interview. I see that you got your 100 names together. Fantastic. I'm proud of you, man. Tell me who's the first person on your list.
Your mother.
What's your name again?
Diane.
Diane. Tell me who's the second person on your list.
Deanna.
Deanna. Tell me the third person on your list.
It's Craig.
Okay, great. So tell me a little bit about your mom. Is she dissatisfied?
Well, yeah, she wants to get out here.
Okay, and why? She just how long she been in? Give me a little bit more.
Yep, working ain't to faint.
Okay.
20 years.
Okay, is she money motivated?
Oh yeah.
And why?
Because she wants to buy nice things for me.
Does she have communication skills?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Does she own her own home?
No.
Okay. Would she like to?
Yes.
Okay, great. Fantastic. I'm going through and prioritizing that. Okay? So tell me about so-and-so, tell me about so-and-so. So we're prioritizing together so that I can help him to understand what Cal Ripken talked about. I want you to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And we're going to get comfortable with being uncomfortable by calling the 6s, 7s, 8s, and 9s. We don't live in the worlds of 1s and 2s. It doesn't mean that 1s and 2s can't succeed here. But if you're a 6 and you surround yourself with 2s, the 6 eventually becomes a 4. 4. Okay? That's a positive guy. All right? I challenge you, I think it becomes a 2. All right? What's easier? Craig, stand there. Stand up. What's easier? If he's a 2 and I'm an 8, which isn't true, but hypothetically, what's easier? Me pulling him up or him pulling me down?
Him pulling you down.
Him pulling me down. That's what most people do in life. Most people are so wanting to pull you off the mountain because they're okay with mediocrity and they want you to be. That's not us.
Yeah.
We're uncommon people. We're pioneering an industry. Ladies and gentlemen, think about your cause and your mission. 40,000 people last week called the provider law firms because of you. If it wasn't because of you, if this business didn't exist, what would those 40,000 people have done last week? Guys, they'd be left out in the cold. If it wasn't for what you did, if it wasn't for what you stood for, this mission, this cause, this immense company of purpose, 40,000 people would have been left out in the cold. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, show me, So now I'm going to tell Chris how the business works. I'm going to now show him. Chris, this is what it looks like. I'm going to role play with you, Chris, on how we call your warm market. What was your mom's name?
Diane.
Okay, so it goes a little bit like this. Ring, ring, ring. You're your mom. I'm you. Okay? So, ring, ring, ring.
Hello?
Is that Diane there?
Yes.
Diane, it's Chris.
Hey.
Hey, is that how your mom usually greets you? Yeah, it's different. Hey, Mom, listen, the reason I'm calling, I don't know if you've heard or not, I just came on board with an international company. Mom, we've experienced phenomenal growth in the Denver market. I need your help. I'd like to give you some information on the company. It's probably not for you, but people in the nursing profession have proven to be very successful. And when you look at the information, will you keep in mind two things? Who do you know is dissatisfied? Who do you know that might be interested in making a six-figure income? I'd like to talk to him. Did he ask his mom to buy? No. Did he ask his mom to sell? No. Did he ask his mom to join anything? No. He simply asked mom for help. So there aren't any barriers, there aren't any built-in barriers that are up here. So she's going to be fairly objective to looking at the information, right? So, you already told me a little bit about Terry Hoffman, right? He's a 7-star general. So ring, ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, is Terry there?
Yes.
Terry, it's Chris. How are you?
Hey, how's it going, Chris?
Fantastic. Hey, listen, the reason I'm calling is business related. I don't know if you heard or not, I just came on board with an international company.